Hey guys, I'm heading back to the garage to work on that Jaguar rear end. I thought I'd give you guys a little view of the weather here in East Tennessee since most of you guys up north are getting quite a bit of snow. It's actually been quite pleasant here today. It's been low 40s to mid 40s by late afternoon. So it's actually kind of nice to be able to go outside without having to worry about getting a coat or anything on. This is just a little view of my front yard. Walk with me up to the garage here. You can see all my crap piled up everywhere. Unfortunately, I'm a pack rat. Sometimes it comes in handy when you need parts or metal or something, but usually it's just a big mess to clean up eventually. I try to haul stuff off maybe a couple times a year. Make a few bucks, get rid of the scrap metal and stuff, but it's not really what it's all about. It's mainly just reuse, recycle. Instead of having to go buy new stuff, you know, use what you've got or what other people had no use for. You'd be surprised what people would give you just to come get it. There's a view of my tractor. I guess I need to start that thing up. It's not been started in like 3 months, so it probably battery's dead. Hello, Mr. Cow. Yeah, at some point I probably need to put a motor on that air compressor. Probably a pretty good one, judging by the size of the tank and the head. Oh, sheet metal. Of course, some of the stuff off my car that I've got sitting out here for a little while while I'm getting the garage kind of back in order. Yeah, okay, let's go inside. Little light on the subject there. There we go. Good thing is this time of year I don't have to worry about trying to run any heat. All I've really got in here is one of these little propane jobbies. It looks real similar to the one that Matt Slow SRT's got in his garage. They really put out some heat when you need it. Of course, my biggest problem is I've not got my attic fully insulated, so a lot of my heat just ends up going up there, but I use so much of this space for storage, I kind of hate to cover it all up, because once I do, access to all that stuff is basically only going to be through this pull down set of steps, which is really going to limit me to all that stuff I've got up there. And there's basically 90% of the stuff that goes back on this car, interior parts, all the pieces and everything else for the trim. Anything and everything that I've bought so far is probably up in here somewhere in boxes. So that's going to be a real scavenger hunt whenever we get ready to pull all this stuff back down. But that's the way it's kind of fun too. It's almost like a treasure hunt. Open up boxes and find stuff that you forgot you had. I've actually bought things twice. You know, buy something thinking, wow, I had it on my list, I need it, and then you look back and think, I already had one. So it goes on eBay. I'm going to pause you for a few minutes until I get everything set up, and then I'm going to start cleaning on this rear end again, so stand by. Okay guys, I'm back. This is a little bit closer up view of one of the hubs off of that Jaguar independent rear suspension that I'm working on. You can tell these things get pretty grody. A lot of grease build up, particularly down inside of them. This is where the alumite goes. Pretty nasty. And they're actually made out of cast aluminum. So what I thought I was going to try and do, and we'll see how it works out. I'll show you the results either way. Here's one that I've gotten cleaned up pretty well. Got most of the debris and everything off the outside and the inside. I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up or not, but you can kind of maybe see. But this has got like a roughened texture like a lot of your cast aluminum parts do. But then there are other areas that are really smooth. It's probably me just being me. I just wondered what these things look like polished. I know that they're not probably going to stay that way for long. Even if I clear coat them, they're probably going to take a beating since they're right there at the tires. I know it's going to get a lot of debris and stuff thrown up at it. But I thought, hey, you know, I'm going this far on it, why not give it a shot? This is kind of a little bit of what it looks like, and that's just after the cleaning and a little file work, taking some of the casting marks and stuff out of it. And that kind of gives you an idea, you know, and this probably took 20 minutes, what the overall look is capable of if you took and polished this whole thing. I've actually worked on some intakes for 5-liter fuel-injected Mustangs, working on the top ends of those, polishing those out. Matter of fact, I've got one in the attic now that I need to finish for a friend of mine. So this will probably take 8 hours, maybe a little bit more to polish out. I'm not sure how it's going to look when I'm done. It'll look better than it does now, but I'm just kind of wondering if it's worth the effort or not. You know, it's going to eventually either tarnish back, or if I clear coat it, I'm sure that it may chip. Darren was talking about some of the, I think he called it nano clear, which actually heals up and stuff, and it's really expensive. But I don't think it would take a whole lot of that material to do just these 2 hubs. The rest of this rear axle is actually either steel, like the axle halves, or sheet metal, or so forth. These are the only 2 aluminum items that I actually see. So, you know, if I could get maybe a quart of that and spray it on there, maybe it'd hold it up a little bit better and make them look pretty good. Since you do see these right behind the wheels, I thought it would be awesome to do that and give that a shot. It was either that or take them somewhere once I get all the seals and everything taken out of it and have them powder coated. You know, but powder coating is not perfect either. I mean, if you hit it enough and enough stuff finally smacks into it, it will, you know, chip occasionally. So I'll give it a shot. I'll try this one, see how it looks, and if I don't like how it looks, I'll show you, and then I'll probably end up either taking it to a friend of mine that does powder coating and have it coated, or get out the can of black spray balm and spray it, or maybe even order some single stage urethane from Darren, like he's putting on that bug pen he's working on today. So with that, I'm going to shut you guys back off for a little while and try and get some more cleaning and stuff done, and I'll bring you back later. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm still working on this stuff. Here's a little shot of the differential before I start cleaning it. As you can see, quite a few years of build-up, crud, gear oil. If I'm not mistaken, I think this came out from under an 86 Jaguar, so it's probably never been cleaned. I'm pretty darn sure it was never out of the cage itself, because it still had all the original factory safety wiring on all the bolts. So this is probably the first time it's ever seen any type of substantial cleaning. Of course, I've got to get down all these little crevices and stuff, get all the debris and stuff off. Here's a shot of the shims, which adjust the camber by lengthening the drive axles, since the wishbone that it attaches to the hub is a fixed length. Whenever you add these shims, that actually kicks the bottom of the tire out just a little bit to give you more negative camber. I kept these in place so that I wouldn't get them mixed up on which ones and how many went to each side. So that's just a little update, and I'm going to turn the camera off and keep cleaning on this, and I'll bring you back when there's some more progress. Hey guys, of course I'm sure I don't have to tell any of you, it is really cold everywhere. Even Darren was talking about how cold it was in Florida. I'm going to stop by in the garage here just for a few minutes to kind of make you guys a short video, because I'm not going to stay up here all day and burn propane just to make it bearable enough to try and be able to do anything up here. But it's about 27 degrees here, and it's 2:45 in the afternoon. First part of this video I made a couple, 3 days ago, showing where I'd started working on cleaning the stuff on this Jaguar rear end up. It was actually pretty decent weather then. I wish I'd gotten more done then instead of having to wait till now. Everybody just hang in there. Hopefully warmer weather's coming. HPR, Rick, Rob, all you guys up in Canada, even Tommy Shue up in Michigan, man, I feel sorry for you guys, because I mean, I'm down here which what you guys probably consider not too bad a temperature, and I'm freezing. Darren is 40-something in his garage down there where he's at in Florida, which I'm sure that's kind of like 0 up here for us. But hopefully everybody will get back to some decent weather pretty soon and be able to start getting some projects made on, or some progress made on Earth cars. Sorry guys, I'm so cold, my brain ain't working right. The YouTube garage t-shirts there, that was a great idea. I can't wait to see those things, the way they turn out. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to buy some of them. They're great. Well guys, I'm going to, well, I've only been on here about a minute and a half. I'll try and stick it out for another few minutes. Just give you an update on what's going on. Take the camera out. I started taking the differential apart and getting all the crud and stuff scraped off of it so that I can get everything clean and ready to reassemble, get it painted. I got both of the hubs pretty well cleaned off. Got all the grease buildup and everything cleaned off of those pretty well. They turn out pretty good. That's about as clean as they're going to get until I decide whether or not I'm going to try and sand and polish them. I'll probably do one when it warms up a little bit and see how they look. Maybe ask you guys what you think. Still haven't done anything else with the axles. They're just sitting here basically in bare steel. Hopefully they won't rust before I get back up here. I was able to do a Google search and I actually found some pretty good information on the way that these Jaguar independent rear suspensions, an exploded diagram of it. This kind of gives you a pretty good idea about the complexity of it. John Kerry, 1963 Jag, kind of alluded to it, saying that they put more pieces and parts in these things. I think if it required one, they tried to figure out if there wasn't some way they could make 3 or 4 try and do it instead of just one part. I mean, just the intricacy of this, all the different seals and everything. Of course, the rebuild kit that I've got has a lot less stuff than that in it. But the battery light's blinking, so I'm going to shut you guys off, and I'll talk to you later. Yeah, now that's on the videotape, so I'll tell them. Yep. Yeah, Darren, this is what happened to our snowman. He's on the fireplace, buddy. We put him on there and we roasted him.
We smeared him.
Okay, I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.